What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams here with The Distance. I got a video for you guys. Today, this one is about some news that I just read. This is Andre Dirrell pulls out of the Super Six tournament with an injury. To be quite honest, I can only speculate the injury, whether the injury is legit or not. It's being reported that it's a legit injury, but you'll never know with Dirrell, especially with the factors coming into this matchup. One of those factors was that this matchup was hard to make. There's a lot of disputes going on of where the fight would take place. If it was going to take place in Michigan, or if it was going to take place in Oakland. Um, those those were things that they had to negotiate and had to put on the table because Ward had two fights. Both of his fights in the tournament were in his hometown, and Dirrell only had one hometown fight. So they were thinking it was probably fair for Dirrell to have the hometown fight when he faced Ward. Also, another factor coming into this matchup was that both fighters were friends. They both were on the 2004 United States Olympic team together, and since they were close friends, they claimed that they didn't want to. That's something that's been said. They didn't want to fight because they were close friends. And it was another thing that happened last year when both of them were when both of them weren't well they both weren't champions at summer of last year. They weren't champions before this tournament even came off, and the WBC wanted to fight between both of them to determine who's going to possibly fight Carl Froch. And the fight never came about, and then the Super Six started. So with the Super Six, both these fighters could face other opponents. Both of them in their first matchups faced champions. Dirrell was in a very close matchup with Froch that could have gone either way, depending on what you were looking for. And Andre Ward faced Mikkel Kessler and pretty much just dominated Kessler and won his WBA championship. So now it's time for them to fight. It's a year later, and both of them have faced different styles of opponents. So I think now, compared to last year, I think that both opponents are ready for each other. So the injury, I don't. To be quite honest, I don't think the injury is legit. That's just my opinion. It's not me being critical. I really don't think the injury is legit if you look at all the factors that played a role outside this matchup. Both fighters didn't want to face each other last year. They didn't face each other September 25th because of arguments over the venue and the fact that Dirrell and Ward are close friends. So with these factors playing a part on negotiating whether or not to make the matchups, look at the other matchups that were done. Froch Abraham matchup, the matchup was done even though Froch had an injury, and the matchup was pushed back. The matchup was pretty much made right away. And it didn't happen in the case with Green and Kessler when that one got pushed back. That it didn't happen in that case, but they found the matchup for Alan Green, who's going to be Glenn Johnson. So, in this case, why can't this matchup be made? And if Dirrell's injury is really bad to the point to where he has to pull out, then who can Andre Ward face that will provide a challenge like Andre Dirrell will? And to be honest, I think Dirrell is going to be back quickly. I think he'll be back fighting another one of the champions in the coming months, more than likely, if they give him a shot. That's just my opinion. I think Dirrell could face, any could possibly face any champion, in super middleweight division that's not in the Super Six. Stieglitz and Butte. I think he could actually. I could see him going on and facing one of those guys instead of facing Ward. But anyway, that's another story. But this fight was, this was kind of a dream fight to break down because you have two young fighters who are still learning and still developing, and could be the future of this division. And they're facing each other now. At this point in their career. To be honest, I was really looking forward to breaking this fight down and letting people know what I think about this fight, because I thought I could have done a really good job of breaking it down and talking about it. But unfortunately, I got another fight to do because they're gonna replace Dirrell, and now we know that the fight's going to be taking place in Oakland, California. So it is what it is. But you have to wonder if Dirrell's injury was real or not. Let me know what you guys think. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. That was The Distance. Peace.